You are now listening to
Likely to Dispute,
hosted by Monkas, Reed, and Tyler.
How's everybody doing? It's Cevan, aka Monkas Schefter. Joining with me today, as always, is Tyler and Reed, and this is episode 34 of Likely to Dispute.
Well, you guessed it. We once again have a week recap and preview. This time we'll be recapping the wonderful week 6 and giving a preview on week 7 where we have no opener, but we're going to hand it over to our host today, which is Tyler, to get us started.
Yeah, well, first, Reed, I'll ask you how you're feeling being the only one here who didn't start a complete bagel in their lineup. Cevan each started someone that scored 0 points. So maybe
Well,
we
Juwan
should be
Jennings
asking-
gave me a run for my money there, so his one
Yeah.
catch for 7 yards didn't make me feel much better than however you guys felt.
Yeah, 5 broken ribs, 1 broken pinky, 1 fractured this, 1 fractured that. He's
Strap it up, man. Come on.
He needs to be
What's-
wrapped up.
What is a bagel?
0. Like you look at a donut.
Oh,
Could you
everybody
not
else?
visualize what a bagel looks like and figure out what number that was supposed to be?
I don't know. So, wait, you started? Wait, everybody in the league except for Reed, or just us
No.
two?
Us 2 of the 3 of us here.
Okay. Well,
Well-
mine was I got handicapped in events in it, so.
Yeah, and I got handicapped into Taekwondo Thorn because my team is bad.
No, that's not a handicap. You did that to yourself.
James
You-
did that to me when he swindled me for Joe Burrow.
That's for sure.
Okay,
So I basically had 2 bagels if we're talking about it. I mean, Justin Fields, sub 1. It started with a bagel at least.
It was a bagel after the game, and then they corrected the fumble and gave it to somebody
Nice.
else.
Well,
So.
I don't know if a negative would be a bagel then because it's
Yeah,
not.
it would've been
I don't
bad.
know.
Yeah,
We'll
that's-
get there. Don't worry. We'll get there.
moldy bagel. Okay, first matchup here. Gonna low scores overall this week, I will say, looking at these, but Camden continues to roll, scoring 109, beating the lowly Schrader. Sorry, Schrader. Tyler Warren was great for Cam. Puka didn't have a great game, but that's mostly because he got hurt. Hopefully, he's not out too long for Cam's sake. The newly acquired Rashad White had a solid game, but again, didn't really matter too much. It was a bummer to see Mason Taylor kind of flop after having a few stronger weeks strung together there. So, any thoughts from you two on this one?
Yeah. Good week for Cevan. Or, geez, sorry.
Ah,
I just won my Super Bowl this week, so I got my mind on that. Good week for Cam Thorn to have his first really bad week of the year. That's just kind of how fantasy football is. Can you stack a win or two when you have a bad week? And then the lowest he'd scored prior to this week was 128, and that was the very first week. So him putting up 109 here and getting a win is huge. I don't want to say it locks him in to the playoffs, but 5-1 would be pretty hard to blow a playoff spot here. So looking really good and stacking up a low scoring win like this doesn't feel good, but it helps at the end of the year.
Yeah. For me, like we always say, get one of these low scoring, ugly wins. Helps you out towards the end of the year. Big thing, well, from this dud, I know Mason Taylor was a dud this week. The whole Jets offense was, but he did string together some nice games before that, and then now with Garrett Wilson being out for multiple weeks.
Multiple
for him to
weeks
get-
or just
Yeah.
one?
multiple
Okay, multiple.
this week and next, and the week after. But anyways, so that's another. I mean, that's a high note if you're Schrader, and then Cam Thorne, 109. Good week to pick it, I guess. Got that one out of your system. The dud from Puka, kind of a double-edged sword here. A bad game and likely missing a week. Looking at the notes, it says he avoids a long-term injury, but time is expected to be missed. So we'll see there. Good win, Cam Thorne, and Schrader looks to seal up the number 1 pick coming up.
So on the phrase double-edged sword, one thing has to be good and one thing has to be bad. A double-edged sword isn't 2 bad things.
Yeah, the good part was while Puka scored nothing, it didn't matter
Okay.
because he still won.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought you were saying he didn't score a lot and he got hurt was the double-edged sword,
Oh no.
but we're good.
Well, That's two doubles and one edge and two swords.
Both sides of the sword had both sides of the
Yeah.
sword had tetanus or
Oh
something.
God,
Yeah.
that and a moldy bagel. We're off to a good start here today.
Uh, Sam Darnold has been quietly really good. I know I just had that realization myself this week. Uh, I don't know if that's the same for you guys or not, but he's been a mainstay in Cam's lineup and he looks all the part right now. So that's just something I noticed there. I don't
I
know.
mean, he
Nothing
hasn't been a
crazy, but
mainstay just because he's good. He doesn't have a lot of other great options. But yes, he has been good. Very
he,
good. Very
yeah,
efficient.
Darnold would be starting on most of our teams, I think.
Agreed. Not mine
Yeah.
though. I don't have an open quarterback spot.
Okay. All right. Well, we can keep it moving here. Next matchup we have is Rob taking home a W against Sandy there. Sandy did start one of the most exciting plays of the week, and that was Bijan on Monday Night Football, scoring 35. Keon Coleman decided not to show up in the same game, scoring 4 points just above. Patrick Mahomes has been Breed Nice MVP up to this point in the season. That was Rob Stud scoring 31.6. Brees Hall, trade rumors about scoring 5.9 in London. That was a really tough watch on Sunday morning. Um, yeah, Rob's
Was.
team looks really good right now. I know we've been talking about our power rankings a little bit, and he was my number one team. In weeks like this, 146 isn't overly crazy or anything like that, but even in a week where Pollard, Jacoby Myers, Jalen Warren, and Brees Hall all scored single digits, and Rob still able to score 146 points here is pretty impressive, I think. So, um, yeah, those are my thoughts on this matchup. You
Yeah,
fellas?
yeah, I think this is a perfect example of when two se or when you're when two teams match up and you can see the difference in ceiling. Like they had very similar weeks. Like Sandy had four people as well score single digits, but those I know Sandy has Bijan, but or Bijan, but the ceiling popped off on Rob's side way more, which created that what 20-point victory. But yeah, just four people on each side had single digits, and yeah, I think yeah, okay.
Reed?
Yeah, you said Keon Coleman decided not to show up. He decides that most games I would bet. But
He
yeah.
did score more than Jennings this week though,
Oh,
and last week,
not
and
by
the week
much.
before that.
Twice as much actually this week. But yeah, there's I don't think there's any doubt here that Rob's a scary team.
Yeah.
Uh, Mahomes 30, JSN. After we talked about Darnold, huge part of that is those two piggybacking off each other and doing stacking success with each other. And yeah, I'm glad I got my week 2 game against him or week 3 game against him out of the way now because you're not going to want to see him down the road, which I will again. But yeah, his team looks pretty dang good right now. Not
You
much else
got,
to say.
I have a question for you guys, and you don't have to tell me who is this for you guys, and you don't have to give any reasoning, just yes or no. Is Jackson Smith Najigba in the superstar tier of wide receivers? You don't have to tell me who's in your tier, just yes or no. Is he in that for you guys right now?
For like fantasy moving forward or like NFL receivers?
Uh, like, I just mean in general, like NFL wide receivers.
Oh,
My answer is going to be almost.
I would say the same thing.
Okay,
Cop
so you
out answer
both,
from both of us.
yeah, so that's no for you guys. I'm gonna say yes.
I mean,
It's not yet.
I don't think he's not in the Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase tier of players,
Yeah,
which is the superstar tier. He's
you,
almost
you're.
there. He's in the next tier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put him in yes.
You're going to put
Yes,
JSN in the same tier as the guy who won the Triple Crown last year.
that's correct.
You know he has 1 year over 1,000 yards, right?
And
I
he's
mean, he's
also
almost there this year, to be fair already.
he's
Fine.
been in,
You do you, and I
yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah.
Stand on some fucking business, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. No, none of this almost bullshit. Sorry. The next matchup was my own versus Sumner. I know Reed picked me to come up with the upset here, and that was just never going to happen. I lost
Oh.
107 to 146. My stud was DeAndre Swift. Man, he looked so damn good last night. He his vision is back. He looked
Ah,
elusive. He looked fast. No, that's enough hyping up DeAndre Swift. I started Tyquan Thornton. He didn't score any points. It's so sad. Rico Dowdle, who has more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley, was Sumner's stud, scoring 32.9. Calvin Ridley got injured, and the Titans are bad, so that was Sumner's stud. What about you fellas? What are your thoughts on this one?
my upset pick did not factor in the fact that you'd be starting Tyquan Thornton. So I take no
Uh,
responsibility for that.
that's true. Kyler Murray I he was out. I don't know if it was super surprising, but he was out.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts here. Sumner looks like he's in a really good spot. He's doing exactly what we said he was going to do. Continues to chuck along, 4-2, third in the league right now. Again, another team that doesn't really give you an easy win here. So, Tyler, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm proud of you for that one. But Sumner's
Thanks.
also in a good spot.
Yeah,
Cevan?
yeah, and he still had or Sumner still had a bunch of double-digit performances on his bench. Um, got some people on IR still. There was Ayuk news that now they're not even sure when he's going to return, but that's irrelevant. Yeah, not much to talk about. Was kind of upset to see after Bill doing so well it not translate to fantasy production, but he still did get 18 touches, which is nice to see. It's just I would have expected uh, a better fantasy output against the league's worst at the time rushing defense, but
Have to factor in the
and,
weather too being an issue.
yeah, handled him pretty well though, but looks like a good building block maybe for we'll see.
Price is a first round pick. That's all you need to get him.
Wow. He's not necessarily for sale right now. Huh.
Mm,
Would
Building
it
block piece.
would it surprise you guys if I told you I have not been the lowest scorer amongst the league yet any week, or is that unsurprising?
no, I just put up like 70. Or
Uh,
it
Yeah.
just in any week.
I'm saying any week I've never been the lowest scorer.
is
Oh,
that a point
no,
of
that's not.
pride?
A little bit.
Okay, then yeah, I'm happy for you.
It's like my team's just regular bad instead of like doomsday bad.
No, I'm not surprised. You do not have the worst team.
Say
Yeah.
got a big leverage match coming in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Talk about that then. Okay. Keep it rolling here. This one was a fun one to watch. This was probably the closest matchup going into Monday Night Football, and that's Trent versus Ian. Trent edged out a victory here, scoring 141, Ian 123. Newly acquired Josh Jacobs was an anchor for Ian's team, but sadly, Emeka Ebuka only scored 4 points and looks like to be out with a hamstring injury. Uh, New York Giants' newest hero, Cam Scatterboo, was great for Trent's team on Thursday Night Football. Quinshon Dudkins was
Oh,
his,
low blow.
yeah, my bad. Uh, 3.6 for Trent this week, but it didn't matter. He still came home with the win. Is Trent legit? People are starting to ask questions. He's sitting at 4-2. What are you guys thoughts on Trent's team? I feel like we haven't given his team enough flowers, or maybe that's actually I have been the high man on Trent, so I'm more so saying that to you two than me.
I I'm gonna go out here and say I think Trent is legit. Before the season, running back was the big question. Uh, Aaron Jones and Pacheco have, not been anything this year. And then the two rookies, Quinshon and Scottaboo, have been great outside of this 1 week from Judkins. In this matchup specifically, Trent started hot with a 60 burger from Scottaboo and Goddard. So that's a great start on Thursday. But I'm going to say he's legit because he is missing Brock Bowers and Mike Evans, and another first round rookie pick, Jaden Higgins, also hasn't broke out yet. We'll see if that's going to happen. Snaps
Did you
keep
say
improving.
first round?
Bro,
112.
come on.
Me?
What? Yeah, you.
Was Jaden Higgins first round?
No.
Yes, he went after 112.
Oh,
You're doing NFL draft, Tyler, right?
yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking.
that's what I thought you were talking about, which he was not the first round.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Okay.
thought I said first round rookie pick. Maybe I didn't.
Yeah, you might have. I just heard first round and got, yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Anyways, so those are three pieces. I mean, plus still Aaron Jones, he could be something. So he's still got pieces, to put in the lineup to really fill out this starting lineup, and he's getting wins in the process. So I think he's another dark horse, but I'm in on Trent.
I
All
would
right.
say I'm still skeptical. That being said, when he gets fully healthy, his starting lineup will be solid. Like just speaking to this week specifically, he had three guys in his lineup put up 30 points. So he was at 90 points from three guys, and the rest of his lineup put up 50 points. So obviously, like that's what good players can do for you. They can carry you through bad weeks. Like that's not a knock on his team at all. I just thought that was funny. But yeah, I mean, when he gets fully healthy, Stafford and Love at his quarterbacks, Scadaboo and Judkins, Pickens, Devontae Smith, then some combination of Goddard and Bowers and then Evans. Like that's a good starting lineup. So I can't say I'm scared of him yet, but I think I agree he's a real contender for the playoffs.
Yeah, for context, had Trent and I played this week and he only played Jordan Love, Pickens, and Scadaboo, he would have beat me. So, and Schrader. That's tough.
For Ian's team
Yep.
though, things are bad in Cream City Creamerland. He's starting Hassan Haskins right now. Obviously some bye weeks, some injuries, whatever. But things are looking tough. He's still got some tough games to come up. He still has to play me, Cam, and Rob, three of the top teams in the standings in the last 3 weeks. So he's gonna have to really stack some wins here, and Lamar on bye, and then hopefully back from injury, and we'll see. He's gonna need to string some together right now.
And he's getting hit with some tough injuries too.
Mm-hmm.
Ibuka
Egbuka
is,
now out for a couple weeks.
and
Huge.
Joku also.
Man, he's kind
Uh,
of ass. That's probably good. He's not starting him.
yeah, but I mean, now who's starting Dalton Schultz?
Ian,
So,
come trade for Hunter Henry. You can have him.
Aaron
so
Waller available.
You need
Um,
him this week. You can't start Ben Sinnott.
that is true. That's definitely true. Uh, Shout out me in the summer
Come on,
when
man.
we were doing Ian's episode. Um, I said he was going to get off to a slow start and start sending out first round picks, and that is exactly what has happened. And since he sent his 27 first, and so he still has two 26 first, and would not be surprised if those are gone in the coming weeks.
Yeah, we should probably talk about that trade at least a little bit because it went down. He doesn't have two 26 first. He has a 26 and a 28 right now.
Okay,
But do we want to talk about that trade a little bit, just briefly?
sure,
you
go
might as
for
well.
God awful trade. Just a god awful trade.
it.
Everything about that trade was bad. What? Okay, you know what? That's all I need to say. A god awful trade for one of the sides. Great trade for the other side.
Yeah, I don't have much to follow up with that. Cevan.
That's all.
Okay,
There we go. Trade talk finished.
good talks. Keep moving here. Oh man, this is a good
Oh
one.
boy.
Hey, everyone, take a moment, raise your glasses, and let's take a moment to remember Week 6 Monkas. This is sad, man. Like you hate to see a guy down like this. Uh,
Actually, I'd probably guess most of the league is happy to see this guy down right now.
yeah, but the way Savon talks about it, you'd think like it's the worst thing that ever has happened to him.
It
I
it
mean,
is.
I was gonna say nothing's more sacred to this man
I
than fantasy football, and I
I don't
respect it.
even I don't even want I feel like you two should give the recaps here. I don't want to if you guys want to talk about your studs and duds, go for it. But
Well,
this is your guys' matchup.
I wanna ask here a trivia question for the group here. Um, so between this year and last year, regular season only, so week 14 and before, that means we've now had 20 weeks of this league. What in terms of the number of like the rank of lowest weeks, you think Cevan's 73.00 is the X lowest score in league history?
Man.
We did this on trivia, I'm pretty sure, but
Did you
I
score
don't
73 then too?
know. So this sounds like a trick question.
I think this is third lowest.
Oh, is that the question? Is this the lowest or what rank lowest this is?
What rank
I
lowest?
mean, it
Uh,
might be the first lowest.
He said
See,
to give a number. I said third lowest.
Oh, that's a good poll. Uh, I'll say it's the second lowest. Just don't be the lowest, please.
It is the sixth lowest,
Okay.
but huge, large butt here. Michael Penix sized ass here. If you take out of the 5 weeks that are below him,
Oh my.
if you take out the weeks in which the team has had a fire sale and is trying to score as few points as possible, if you take out those weeks, what do you think he ranks in the lowest weeks?
I mean, this is just
So this is
cheese.
just subjective. Like
If you remove James post fire sale and Schrader post week 2 this year, so teams
How
that
many-
are actively losing and trading away players, teams that
Yeah.
are trying to win, what do you think his rank is on the lowest scores?
I'd probably go 1.
Second.
Still both wrong. It was third.
Ah,
Sumner had a 70.95 in week 3 of last year. And then Swerly had a 71.15 in week 10 of last year.
damn.
So the third lowest score for a team that's trying to win in league history.
What's the overall lowest? Do you have that?
Yeah, the overall lowest is the week that spurred James's fire sale. He scored 63.45 in week 3 of last year, and then everybody was traded afterwards.
That was with all the players still?
Yes, it was post week 3 that the fire sale occurred. So not only did he score 63.45, and then he got the better of Tyler in a trade a few days later.
Oh, that's tough. Well,
Okay.
yeah. So
Last thing on it, just because it's fun. The only sub 70 scores in league history are both James, week 3 and week 7, 63 and then 65.75. Everybody else in league history has been above 70. So good job, Cevan. Drake May saved you.
he definitely did. Well,
Okay, that's all.
You want to talk about the matchup before I go?
It's not a win that I'm especially proud of, but it's a win that I'll take. You need a couple of low scoring wins throughout the year. Add Rashid back to the lineup after this one. Lose Garrett Wilson, eye for an eye. Drake London brought me to a respectable score last night. So about all I got to say. Someone trade me a quarterback.
Yeah. For me, sucks.
Cevan, you might be breaking up.
I think he's tearing up. He's probably trying to compose his feelings here.
Okay. Well, what if we move on for a sec and then when he's back?
Hello.
There we
Oh,
go.
we're
Now he's
good.
back.
Okay, sorry. What? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, but we
Were
didn't
you
hear
crying?
anything before, so
No. Did you hear anything about Drake London?
Nope.
no, we heard
Okay.
nothing. It's just
Okay.
yeah.
I barely started. So I was gonna say, Drake London, it was nice to see that all of that stuff came in the first half.
Why are
he
you
was
shit talking Drake London?
I'm not. I'm saying he was on pace for 60, so it sucks he only got one reception in the second half. There's no shit talk going on. He had 30 points. But it did have to come from somewhere. That's all I'll say about him.
The man you traded to replace. Shame.
Kenneth Walker continues to be
Why are
disappointing
you
this
shit
year.
talking my team? You scored 73 points, man. Come on.
We're
Talk about your team.
I'm talking about the matchup.
Kenneth
See,
Walker was really
Walker's
bad, though.
has been
No, he has not been. He is the number
11
one. He is
11
Pro Football
points.
Focus's number 1 graded rusher on the year. It's not his fault.
Does that score you fantasy points? Or?
It might.
Okay.
That scored Bill some points last week.
Okay, we'll be done. Anyways,
Thank you.
short rant here for me. My worst fantasy week of all time. It was a matter of time before all the bad in an entire season just happens in 1 week. From Justin Fields scoring a career low 0.85, taking 9 sacks. Travis Etienne, after starting the year really hot, having back-to-back single-digit weeks. Gibbs, shout out Reed for this call, having his
I forgot to
first
bring that up.
sub 10-point game since his rookie year.
Spoke that
So-
shit into existence.
Played the entire last season and the first month of this year without scoring less than 10. Marvin, first half concussion in a game where the Cardinals have their most passing yards in the last 2 seasons. So that's cool. Diggs, after having 250 yards the last 2 weeks, comes out 3 for 28. Let's keep going. Kincaid, late scratch, so I'm forced to start Ben Sinnott. Goose egg, never helps. Rome, touchdown called back. That was always going to happen. Scored 5 after scoring a touchdown in every single game the first month. Would have been the first player. I don't. It was either the Bears or the NFL to have a touchdown in their each first games. It doesn't matter. Didn't count. Worthy, cool. He caught a touchdown. Wasn't involved. Got his targets cut in half from a season average. So it was a shit show. Happy Drake May is on my fantasy team. He's elite NFL quarterback. Great fantasy quarterback. Scored just under 30 after 12 last week. Tyler really wanted him to repeat that 12-point performance. But shout out Drake. You're the only reason I'm out of hibernation, and I'm very demoralized. So hopefully this doesn't happen again.
I'd like to note, by the way, my loss last year to Cevan came from James Cook being a late scratch as well. So it's ironic that both of us lost. Not that Cevan's loss was because of that, but both of us had a late scratch from the Bills on Monday Night Football in our matchup. So that was funny. I enjoyed. There's nothing more like getting the breaks just beat off you. Like if your opponent scores like 180, there's nothing I could have done. When you lose a low scoring matchup like this, there's nothing more demoralizing than this.
Yeah.
So while I root for Cevan to lose, as a man, I feel for him. So
Okay. Thank you. Tyler, you have no thoughts on this at all?
I mean, it was pretty disappointing that there was strong potential for this to be sub 100 from both of you. Luckily, Reed kind of salvaged that, but I mean, no, not really. Yeah, can keep it moving.
who are you rooting for personally in this matchup, Tyler?
Probably Cevan because I picked him in my picks last week, and that's
Shame.
strictly why. Because I don't have any picks from you guys.
Shame.
So, yep. All right. Moving on, we had our primetime matchup here last week. This was Swerly and Cam K. Cam K scored nearly 160 with spot start Kamani Vidal just having a great game, 22.8. Looks like we have no dud here on K's team. And then Deshaun came up short yet again, and he's on an L5. Just so tough. Devon Achan still had a great game, though, scoring 31. Cortland Sutton didn't make the trip to London, scoring 2.7. It might be time to hit that button for Swirly. And that button being, I was going to say the panic button, but
We're
way
past
Too
that.
far.
Yeah,
we're way past
it's
the
like
panic button.
The blow it up button is the one you're looking
Yes.
I was going to say
Yes.
like playoff exit door button.
for. What the hell?
It's like he's got to hit that button because he's not going through the play. He's exiting
The
the playoffs.
2026 button.
Yeah. There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
all I know here is Cam K tried to throw me under the bus at work today and told me that we were all shit talking his team, and yet he keeps putting up big weeks. And I said I wasn't shit talking anybody. So one of you two was shit talking him, and he wants a head on a pike here from one of you two.
It's because I keep telling him to trade. With
Oh
me.
yeah, that's true. I mean, he probably should, but regardless, yeah, not a whole lot to say here. K puts up another good week, which is very exciting for him. Swirly, yeah, it's not over. As
It's
these two will
Yeah,
back in our chat. I was defending his honor and the fact that him going 6-2 the rest of the year to finish the year at 7-7, which is what is needed to have a chance at the playoffs, at least as of last year, is very much in play for him. His team is good enough. We all had him as our number 2 team preseason in the power rankings. Like, it is very much doable, albeit improbable, of course. He just needs to start stacking some wins, but he still has a lot of good teams he has to love to play. And, he's been missing CeeDee Lamb, which is tough. Obviously, it's hard to replace a player like that, but just some bad luck. Has not put up like literally has not put up a ceiling game yet. His highest scoring week was 158 and he lost that week. So just tough. I can't say that I blame him for not giving up given the team that he's assembled and the fact that he has 0 picks. But at the same time, probably time to start being realistic about the chances you make the playoffs.
So I just want to say real quick, like he cannot make the playoffs, and that's totally fine. I am not saying he needs to blow it up or anything. Like you can you can get just brutalized with points against and still have a good team for next year. So I just want to make that explicit clear. Like just because you miss the playoffs doesn't mean blow it up. I speak as someone who
Made the
has
playoffs
blown
and
it.
blew it up.
Yeah, more or less. But
He is second in points against right now, only to Rob, who's just had an incredible streak of points against him. He is second in points against and sixth in points for. So right in the middle of the pack. But yeah, just a really tough break for him to continue to have people go off against him.
so
Yeah, for me, shout out Cam K. 4-2, great start to the year. Uh, and Deshaun, I mean, every week in our messages, you're telling me you're not giving up. You're gonna try and make the playoffs, but I don't know how many more weeks we need to see you lose in a row for you to admit that it's not going to be this year. So maybe it'll be this week. I mean, we'll get into your matchup next week, here soon, so we can talk about it then. But
Again,
not looking
I'll
good.
reach out man to man here and say that I feel for him because there's no more annoying shit than losing games where your opponent goes off, especially after all of the trades that he made and moves that he made to get the team that he has. It's like just demoralizing to continue to lose games like this.
uh,
So again, man to man, I feel him, but as the person trying to win the championship, I'm glad he's 1-5 because that takes one less threat away
can
from my potential championship.
I'm just gonna uh, I'm
Just
gonna be a
say it,
little
man. Just say
no,
it.
I'm gonna be a little bit of an asshole because while yes, I agree Deshaun's team is still good, but in 2025, the 2025 NFL season,
Hmm.
there are just some guys that aren't they're punching below their weight in fantasy production, and that's Saquon, that's Chris Olave, that's Zay Flowers, and these are names that have been good in the past, but Deshaun
Chris
is
Olave.
sixth in points for. So it's not like this guy's, third in points for and second in points against. It's just he's middle of the pack in points for. So it's just there have been guys, Genty, another one, who have just that who we expected a lot out of the season, and even if it's just a little bit, guys falling just short or being just a little bit worse than we thought they'd be this year has added up for Deshaun's team. And so I feel like, yeah, he's had a tough break in terms of who he's been facing, but at the same time, it's not like his team has been elite uh as is, I
No,
guess.
you're very right. I'm not saying that like every week he's just getting screwed, but every week he is getting people to score a lot against him. And as I just won a game with, 125 or
Yeah.
128 points, like we talked about, you need to stack a few of those
Yeah,
throughout the
yeah.
year because you're not going to score 160 every week. So, I mean, given the fact that again, the four teams immediately below him in points scored are 3-3, 4-2, 3-3, 4-2. So
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like he hasn't put up weeks where he could or should be winning. He has
This is
just
true.
missed the breaks to be a 3-3 team right now.
This is, yeah, I can agree with that.
And you are right. Like he has had guys punching under their weight that we all expected to be good. I don't agree with every name you said, but in particular, like you said, Saquon was the number 2 or 3 pick in redraft.
Yeah.
He is RB12 right now. CD has missed through 2.5 weeks, 3.5 weeks, something like that right now. Like he you can only do so much. Like the process can only be so good, but when the results suck, like sometimes you just gotta, shrug your shoulders and say, I had bad luck, but that doesn't make
Both
you feel any better.
no.
But there is an explanation.
Both can be true that he deserves, like, his performances deserve a better record than he has, but at the same time, guys have come up short just a
There
little
we go.
bit.
Yep, very much agreed on that one.
So, also, one thing I feel like starting Malik Washington in itself is kind of a dud.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, but Malik Washington in your starting lineup putting up 6 points, that's not a dud. He did what he was supposed to do.
yeah,
So The dud should be the fact that he has to start Kimani Vidal, who played well, but had to start him and had to start Malik Washington. That's the dud right there. Go make a trade, man.
That wraps up our week 6 recap. Looking at the picks leaderboard here, kind of a mixed bag from all of us. Reed, after going 6-0, following that up with a measly 2-4. Cevan at 500, 3-3. Myself going 4-2 on the week. Reed still at the top for the season-long picks. I'm still in second. Cevan is still in last.
Yeah, my couple of upset picks last week where I broke consensus from you two, neither of them panned out. So that didn't help the record there. But you know what? One of my 2 wins was myself. So like I said, if my ship sinking, oh God, if my ship is sinking, I'm going down on it, but we're still afloat.
Okay, very good. Cevan, any thoughts on this?
It's not about where you start. It's about where you finish. We're 1 week away from being halfway through. I like my chances.
Cevan's about to finish out of the playoffs and with the worst picks leaderboard.
Got his ass.
And tell us about how he starts next year. Sorry.
Savant's 3-3 on picks this week's looking like his record in the league too.
Yeah. Okay. First matchup, week 6 here. We have official logo change for Schrader here. Spencer Rattler's the future.
Keeps hemorrhaging players. I got to keep changing the logo every week.
Yeah. Schrader's 0-6. He's going up against Reed, who's 5-1. So Anthony Richardson, I mean, we didn't even bring him up, but I see him here on the slide. Talk about an injury.
Well, he scored as many points last week as Cevan's starting tight end did, so we're in good shape.
Maybe AR should play tight end, and he might score points.
Okay, if you think he can't handle the injuries at quarterback, do you really think he's going to be able to handle tight end, man?
That's true.
Exactly.
So funny, all things lead back to Cevan. Bring up AR, Cevan mentioned.
Well, I mean, I had to give Cevan a little bit of his own defensive medicine every once in a while and bring him up.
Spencer Rattler, worst trade of all time.
That's
top
true.
12 quarterback.
Somehow you lost that trade, Cevan.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't even know who I got with that pick.
You got DJ Giddens. Thank you.
I got. What did I?
Yeah.
We all picked Reed here. That's pretty unsurprising. However, we do have a nifty little minus 30.5 up there. So we created our own spread. This is not any algorithm we have. We didn't call up any of the gambling sites and ask them for a line. That was a homebrewed line. So, Cevan, are you taking Reed to win by more than 30.5 points, or are you going to give Schrader those points for a win there?
I don't want to sound like I'm fence sitting, but I strictly think it's who he's starting in Superflex. If it's Jennings, I'll take Schrader to cover. And if it's Josh Downs, who I would assume he would start if Jennings is out, I'll take Reed to cover.
Now, what if I trade for a quarterback?
The way all I can see is what it was on your roster now. So no hypotheticals there.
Sad.
Unless it's Brissett, then I'll take you to win.
Now you've intrigued me. I will take the over here. Or I'll take myself plus the points here. The Rasheed back in the lineup. The vibes will be high. I'll put up a solid 130 this week, and that'll be enough to cover.
Yeah, I'll take Schrader and the points. I'll scream it from the hilltops if no one else will. Rasheed's not going to be what everyone thinks he is, especially this week. And I think Schrader will actually make this matchup a lot closer than what's comfortable for Reed.
You fucking guys pick against me every single week, and every single week you're wrong.
Look at the screen.
Okay, this doesn't count. I might as well be playing like a JV team at this point. But I'm saying every week you guys pick against me, and every week I win. Now here you guys are, Rasheed's straight up bad, and I'm going to take the points because Schrader's probably going to win this one. And I'm just going to be like, okay, thanks.
How am I getting roped into this?
Because you took Schrader with the points.
If you start Jennings.
And you think that's going to be the difference, is whether I get 6 or 12 out of that spot?
Yes.
Wow.
That's all.
In other words, it sounds like I nailed this line. because
And that's all spreads are, or over
I
or
just
under.
shot this out of my ass, and here we are at 30.5, picking the perfect line.
If you want to buy points, you're going to get a worse line.
If I want to buy, what does that mean?
Like you,
If you buy Brissett, then the line's going to move
Oh,
down.
okay. I gotcha. Sorry, I don't do sports betting.
yeah.
I'm not buying Jacoby Brissett for anything more than fab dollars, which I have a lot of. So don't get your hopes up.
So, all right. Well, it doesn't matter because for our picks leaderboard, we all picked you. So, that's that for that one. Next, we'll go up to the two teams that own a couple commanders. Actually, I think K only owns the one, but that's myself at 1-5 versus Cam K sitting at 4-2 there. Looks like we all picked Cam K for this one. Another 3-0 prediction from us. This time we set a hypothetical line at Cam K winning by 25.5 or more.
Where did
Uh,
this line come from?
My brain? Why?
This is a terrible line.
How is it a terrible line?
Because I think they, uh, 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 fine. If you want,
Swansea,
if you, I'll give,
Swans.
yeah, Tyler is covering 25.5. No
Oh,
problem.
fuck yeah.
Okay, well,
Appreciate the
so
glaze.
their season averages will
It's
put them
15
15
apart.
a point apart.
Yeah.
And Tyler's also traded Justin Fields. He's traded Trey Benson, and I don't know if Kyler's going to play or not.
Okay, he's
So
got
I
Jamari
think adding
Thrash.
10 more points to that is perfectly fine
What does Trey Benson have to do with
because
this?
he'd be starting for you right now.
No, he's injured.
I said okay.
Got you there.
DJ
Got
Moore
you
was in the
there.
hospital yesterday. Now he's going
Because
to be in your
there's
starting lineup this week.
you got testicular torsion.
Okay, so now you're going to be starting that man? He's down a testicle.
Uh,
I'll give me give me Tyler to cover 25.5. But he's still losing, respectfully.
You know, just because you fuckers made fun of my line, I'm taking K with the points.
I mean, I'm not even making fun of it. I actually probably would too.
After I took you to win last week and you laid a fucking moldy bagel, I'm
Yeah.
here taking K with 25 against you. Nice one, man. Look what you made me do.
Well, no, I'm saying I would. I'm agreeing with you. I'm taking K against myself as well with that line.
You guys both
Really?
love picking against yourselves. Couple of masochists.
No. Uh, although no, I'm not. I was gonna bring up Cam Ward, but I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, again, it couldn't get worse than it was, so maybe it's a boost. Maybe he'll hit 12 points this week.
The only reason I could see it getting worse this week is because the Titans go to New England to play Mike Vrabel.
No, they're not. They're playing at home.
Yes, that's true.
Where did you come up with that?
Well, I'm reading it. The way I was reading it, I had it backwards.
The way I see it.
But that I think that's honestly arguably even worse. Mike Vrabel's return the first week after they fire another head coach.
I didn't
It could
factor
get
Mike
worse.
Vrabel's return to Tennessee into my pick. I'm still going to take K in the points, though.
It's true.
All right, moving on from that one. We have 4-2 Sumner versus 1-5 Swirly. Couple of matchup of Titans here. And this is the first one we're split on, maybe the only one. Cevan and I are rolling with Andrew, and Reed is taking Swirly here. So, Cevan, let's start us two. Why are you picking Andrew?
Yeah, I mean the vibe of his team, he's gonna score points. We're past the whole average part. He's putting up healthy points every week, and it's not that Deshaun isn't. It's just his opponents are, scoring more than him, and I think that continues here. We didn't give a line for this one because we were split. I think this might be the closest if we did do one. Um, I think it'll be a close matchup regardless. I just think, you know, Sumner's floor is his floor is higher than where I think Deshaun can get to with Bo Nix in his lineup.
Oh, God. Brutal. Yeah, I'm taking Swirly here. I still believe, man. I'm still on the train. Going to be a fun matchup, though. Um, Sumner's just going to have to deal with, potentially Chuba Hubbard coming back. Calvin Ridley probably not in the lineup. Jordan Mason back in action, but against a good defense. So I'm not really sure what to make of this. Coin flip choice for me. And I believe this is the only one that we did not have a straight sweep this week. So I'm happy to be the defector. If Swerly has 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If he has 100 fans, I'm one of them. If he has one fan, it's me. And if he has no fans, then I'm dead. So Swerly, still on the train.
I can't
Talk about a
believe.
glaze.
Yeah, I got ridiculed for Ian hype.
Well, the
3
next time
months
I
ago.
tell you guys Swirly's team is a tier above everybody else in the league, and then he starts 2-4, I'll take the same criticism.
Yeah. I think this matchup for Andrew is all about starting the right pieces here, and I do have faith that he can do that. He has multiple options for his lineup this week, and so I'll take him uh, making the right moves and coming out with a win over Swirly. Who also I want to give a quick shout out to Cleveland Joseph Harris.
The third.
The third. If you don't know who that is, then you can look that up.
Learn ball, man. Learn ball.
You'll see one of Swirly's players. So
CD Lamb back this week, by the way. I forgot to point that out.
is he for sure back?
Jerry Jones said it's looking really good, but that could mean anything from him. So I have no idea.
True.
My redraft team hopes that he is.
One quick point that you mentioned about Chuba, I think Rico played himself into at worst, they're going to be like a perfect 50-50. Because before
Yeah.
Chuba was,
Yeah, no. I agree totally, but I'm saying him being in then takes away touches from Rico in general.
yeah.
So he's not going to get 25.
Rico looks like 2 weeks, he looks like a top 5 running back. I don't think that's crazy to say either.
We have to factor in the defenses that he played too.
Yeah.
The Cowboys and the Dolphins, which are two of, if not the worst defenses in all of football. Not that he hasn't looked really good, he has, but you have to factor in who he was playing.
That's fair. But
he started 2 games and he's RB2 or 12 on the year.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's disgusting. I'm on the side that Rico gets the majority of the running back touches.
This week or like
This
the rest
week.
of the year?
Well, whenever what's his name comes back.
I would be very surprised.
I would not be.
If Rico, so let's make a bet on this. I'll give you one ramp up week from Chuba's second week active, the rest of the year that they're both playing. I bet that Rico Dowdle gets more opportunities than Chuba Hubbard does.
Okay, we can make that bet.
Done.
Chuba wasn't even getting close to the opportunities that
I bet Chuba would have ran for 300 yards if he played against those defenses.
I doubt it.
By the way, that bet was officially sanctioned. We're adding that. So
yeah, that's fine. From whenever they both start and finish games healthy.
Yep. Tyler, which side are you taking on that bet?
The Dowdle side.
Oh my God. You guys know they gave him a 4-year contract, right? You know he's a team captain, right?
So
yeah. The Panthers are still squarely in it, so they're gonna and they've won both their games with Dowdle going off. I know it's not that simple, but
So it's very much not that simple, because otherwise the Seahawks would be taking the same mentality and be giving to Kenneth Walker more.
I mean,
But Zach Charbonnet is really smart. We have to give him the ball.
500 total yards in 2 weeks on 35 opportunities and 27 opportunities.
No, I'm not doubting. He's been awesome. Like, period. He has been.
Yeah. And
I'm not
Chuba
doubting the
was
effectiveness of Rico.
He was just not that inspiring the first month of the year.
he's saving Dave Canales' job. Sorry, this is dumb. We need to move on.
No, it's good. It's good.
Next up, we have Ian at 2-4 facing Sandy, who's 4-2 here. And I was surprised to see that we all landed on the Sandy side of things. Do one of you two want to sum up your
Yes.
thoughts here? Go for it.
It's pretty easy. He has neither of his 2 good quarterbacks because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are both on bye. And believe it or not, that takes a hit on the old team there. So those 2 plus Hampton being out still, Sandy at full strength. Still a close matchup because Ian has a good team. The line's only 10.5. But yeah, not having both of your elite quarterbacks and only having the lowly Daniel Jones, like, his running backs right now are Chase Brown and Trevion, obviously Jacobs, but like he's starting Dalton Schultz right now. Like I can't in good faith pick a man starting Dalton Schultz in his flex spot.
Yeah.
So
And if
You know what
Pierce,
else he's
well,
you
go
know
ahead.
yeah, he's starting Dalton Schultz with Nico, and they're on the same team.
and
Um
Pearsall might not play this week still, and if he has to take
and
out Pearsall, I don't know. I don't know who he's going to start.
Ryan
then
Ryan
and
Flanoy trivia go.
yeah, and Njoku is hurt and might not play. So wait, does he have Ron? Yeah, and if CD's back, then Flournoy becomes
That's what I'm
number
saying.
one.
He's
You
going to
know, we're
start Jeremy
getting
McNichols.
Actually,
well, Dante Thornton first month of the year getting 60% of snaps.
He ran
Last
like
week,
no routes yesterday.
last week he played two offensive snaps, and Jack Besh played over 70. So
you know what?
he's got nobody on his team he can start.
Jack
No.
Besh, noted trade piece for Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. He can start Olamide Zacchaeus, who has the same amount of targets as DJ Moore on the season.
This isn't. If it's me, I'm bringing up Isaiah Bond off this taxi.
You're bringing up Isaiah Bond
Oh,
off the taxi
yes.
squad for one game when you're already starting Dalton Schultz.
I mean, yeah.
Yes. Here, I'm gonna out Ian on the pod. He texted me for advice on Sunday or on Saturday. He should start Hassan Haskins or bring up Bond from the taxi. And all the reports said Hassan Haskins will get the majority of the touches and then got none. So yeah, Bond was already on his mind last week.
And his roster's not full of guys that are rostable. He could drop McNichols. He could drop Samuel Palmer, like Emmanuel
For who?
Wilson. I'm saying like it's
All
not
go ahead, sorry.
it's not that big of a deal if he just has to bring a
Oh,
Bond
yeah.
and then put him on his bench the rest of the season. It's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he has a bunch of guys he's holding.
All I'm saying right here is, Tyler, you're the chief offender of getting too anxious to pull somebody off the taxi squad at Bill. I'm saying that in a week in a week that's probably lost anyway. Why would you waste a bench spot like that to call up somebody who's yet to score in double digits? Like that's going to be the
Okay.
difference in the game.
Contrarily, it's not as simple as just like, again, fantasy football is a lot more random than we think it is.
Yeah, you're
And-
not wrong.
And Ian's at 2-4, so if I'm Ian, I'm trying to give myself every possible way, every chance I can
Yeah.
to win. And so it's like if I don't know what Ian's thoughts are, but if I'm Ian, I think Isaiah Bond's my best shot to win, even if that really doesn't move the needle all that much. Whatever, if it gets me, 1% win per
1%? Oh my god.
I-
Okay. I disagree on this talking point.
No, I'm with you there because
that was arbitrary.
if you're trying to make the playoffs, punting to go 2-5 is not the strategy.
Okay, but he's
So
not punting.
You
The
just
week
said
is
the week.
already a loss.
Yes.
It's just-
So not even trying.
Okay,
Isaiah
look,
Bond's
I
the
also
type of player.
disagree.
you guys can disagree, but I'm saying, like, again, look at the lineup he's putting out there. Because like if both Pearsall and Njoku play, this Bond thing is irrelevant because he's going to start the guys that he has. If
Yeah.
Pearsall is out, then at that point his choices are, like we talked about, bring up Isaiah Bond, who's scored a max, I believe, of 8.5 this year,
Yeah.
8.8, or throw in somebody from his bench like McNichols or Haskins or Flanoy, whatever, Zacchaeus.
But
Him adding 2 projected points is not worth wasting a bench spot because, again,
How's it-
I understand that you're not he's not in must win territory yet, but he can't afford that many more losses and feel comfortable about his playoff spots. But Isaiah Bond does not change. Like, Isaiah Bond is just as good of a chance to score 10 points as Ryan Flanoy does.
No,
Yeah.
but
Bond has such a higher ceiling.
yeah.
Does he?
Yes.
Also, okay, forget what we think, but it doesn't just what's the downside of bringing up Bond? Because he can drop Curtis Samuel or Joshua Palmer, who have both been on waivers.
Josh Palmer had 8 points last week. That's more than Isaiah Bond scored.
But he's on bye this week. My point is that these are just waiver guys. Like, if this is Andrew's bench, then yeah, I'm not bringing up Isaiah Bond. But my point is just Ian's bench is just so piss poor in my opinion. That's like, okay, what's the point? like who's he hoarding on his bench that can't be dropped? I see like 3 to 4 guys that
Okay,
I'd be
that's
fine
fair.
dropping.
I'll disagree, but I definitely see your side. From the perspective that his bench is just god awful, I get it. But I
I'm just
disagree from the general strategy of bringing him up to barely move the needle.
But do you disagree with the point that Bond has the highest ceiling between those 4 or 5 random guys?
Are we assuming that CD plays in Flinoy's case?
Yeah, we're saying if he has to start somebody that's not in his lineup right now.
I
so
mean,
Yeah.
the ceiling is very limited still, but as opposed to I don't even know, the Cowboys' third or fourth receiver versus the Browns, third pat. Like, again, you're
But it
literally
wouldn't be
talking
the
about a
third.
difference in ceiling of like 2 points.
I don't think so. I think Bond has a much. We're talking circles about nothing. Bond.
yep.
Well, hopefully
But
Pearsall plays and he doesn't have to worry about any of it.
Isaiah Bond, who played 87% of snaps last week.
And does that score fantasy points?
Maybe at some
But if
point.
Njoku's out, that's that much more opportunity as well.
But we don't know if Njoku's out or not.
I know
We were
that was
talking
the whole.
purely if Pearsall was out.
Uh, we have a
Well,
line here. Should we just talk about that real quick?
I'm taking the over.
Uh,
that's not a.
God, I'm taking Sandy with the points. I don't
I'm
do this.
I'm also
Quick.
taking Sandy with the points, which is 10.5. So Sandy to win by 11 or more, or 10 and
I
a
think
half or more.
I think Ian covers this. I think it'll be a close, very close.
Isaiah Bond's the difference in him covering it or not.
Yeah, literally.
Ian, like if Ian loses and goes to 2-5, he's going to be in the same position as the Ravens, hoping Lamar comes back and saves his damn season.
That's pretty good. Okay, that was stupid. That made my head
I
hurt.
enjoy that discourse. That was fun.
It
I
was,
enjoyed
I
discussing
do
that with you fellas.
appreciate that you could like see our point of view that there's not really a huge downside. Okay.
As long as you see my point that there's not really that huge of an upside either.
I see more of an upside than more of a downside.
That's fair. Well, yeah,
But
that makes sense. If you're saying that it's
okay.
worth it, then I get that.
Okay. Nice. All right. Next up here we have the battle between 2 4-2 teams. One being Rob, the other being Trent here. But we all went with Rob here. I know we were talking about Trent's team a little bit earlier and how it's maybe deserving a little bit of respect, and unfortunately, it just didn't come in the way of our picks this week. So I'll open it up to you guys if you have any strong thoughts on this matchup.
Cevan, you can go first.
This one's gonna be close. Both people are. Rob's expecting Quentin Johnson back. Trent's expecting Mike Evans back. What sucks for Trent is Mike Evans plays Monday night, so hopefully you can get clarity there. But if Mike Evans plays, I think this is, I think it has the potential to be a lot closer than, our priors or our thoughts on paper. That being said, Rob should cover. It's got the better team. Yeah. And hopefully Trent doesn't have to start Isaiah Pacheco every week. It's getting sad to see. Just useless. Rather start Benson it.
You know he has more wins than you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your point?
Oh, I'm just saying you're insulting for starting Isaiah Pacheco, but he has more wins and uh, you know, it just seems like you shouldn't be insulting a man who's superior to you at this moment.
Okay. Well, if I was starting Isaiah Pacheco, I don't know if I'd have a win.
That's fair. You probably would have scored less than 73 this week.
Exactly.
Are you sure though? Because he scored 7 this week, and that was more than a lot of the guys on your team did.
Not more than Etienne and Gibbs.
I'm taking
Why are you
Rob to
making this?
cover as
Why are
well.
you making this about me again?
I'm taking Rob to cover as well here. I I mean, his team was just really good at this point, like period. Um, the one thing I will add though, I almost think that Rob should be hoping for QJ to be out because then that means a bump for Ladd, and then he can also start Jacoby Myers as well. And I think Ladd and QJ in the lineup from the same team in the same game is less effective than Ladd without QJ and then Jacoby Myers.
One
Just something I
point
thought about.
One point to that. Now, this is the opposite of what I've been saying, but I would rather start Ladd and QJ than Ladd and Jacoby. Jacoby is just he's nothing.
I don't. That's just kind of rude.
In all games, uh
You're not wrong, and they also play the
yeah,
Chiefs this week. Like
Jacoby's nothing. I would rather start QJ and Ladd.
that's fair.
I'm with someone here on that, but I'll also take Rob to cover 15.5 points against Trent. It's really hard uh, for Trent to not have Brock Bowers right now. This would make it a lot closer in my mind. So that's really hurting him right now.
Yeah, and Rob's been down Bucky Irving for 2 or 3 weeks now, so uh, his team is good.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
QB1 right now, scary team.
Actually, I didn't realize this is so Trent has Brock Bowers and Rob has Michael Mayer. So Michael or Brock Bowers is uh likely out this week, so that just is helps Rob in more than one way if that's the case.
Yeah. Bob's also in a sneaky tough tight end spot. He's got three tight ends he's kind of just shuffling between. Um, and they all alternate who has a good game. And it kind of
Speaking of
sucks.
that, by the way, you did bring up a good point. I didn't see or put together that he was starting Michael Mayer, so I take back my comment because I wouldn't want him to start Jacoby and Michael Mayer. So Rob should definitely be hoping QJ's in.
Yeah, but it kind of sucks he traded for traded 3 picks for Juwan Johnson, and he's been pretty bad, like especially in a tight end premium league, 3 consecutive games, 7-4-3. Oh, those are the first 3 digits of my phone number, actually. But so that's tough, but
That wasn't necessary at all.
no, it wasn't. But yeah, the one game Michael Mayer started without Brock, 18 and a half. So maybe that's the answer.
uh
Again, Waller available.
Sneakily, Rob's best tight end might be on his taxi squad in Rondé Gadsden.
Maybe.
Just wanted to
But
bring
he
that up.
cannot start 3 Chargers. I will not condone that. 4
Yeah,
Chargers.
you guys thought I had an issue with Arizona Cardinals.
Well,
No,
Rob's picking a really potent fantasy offense. You're picking the Cardinals, who their fandom on Twitter right now is arguing whether they should be starting Jacoby Brissett over Kyler.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
by the way, Drake May stole Jacoby Brissett's job, by the way.
This is enough. We all picked Rob here. Cevan, I didn't catch. Are you taking Rob minus the points or Trent with the points?
Yeah, no, Rob will cover this one.
Okay, so Rob's clean sweeping in our picks and our spread predictions.
Obviously,
So,
a bad line from me there. That's my bad, everybody.
uh, or we're just getting duped here.
Well, very possible.
Yep. Okay, next up we have
Prime time matchup.
this week's primetime matchup, making his first appearance. Is that right, Reed? Cam
Yes, that is
Thorne?
correct. First appearance for the league leader on the primetime matchup.
Yeah. Wow. So Cam Thorne, 5-1, taking on our beloved Monkas here.
I don't know if I'd go. I don't know if I'd go with beloved.
Swan's either looking at sub 500 record or
Over 500.
yeah, over
Yeah, that makes
500
sense.
record. So
That
big
checks,
week,
that checks
big
out.
big week for him here. Um, do you have a question mark here on purpose, Reed?
Well, yeah, you guys talk through your picks, and then I'll explain my question mark.
Okay. So Cevan is picking against himself again. Shocker. I mean, talk about a guy who just
Just so
uh,
humble.
yeah, like I mean, Cevan loves talking about Drake May, but if Drake May could talk to Cevan about
He'd
being
say,
on
"Shut the
Cevan,
fuck up, man. I don't like you."
he's like he's like you talk about me so much, but you don't believe in the fantasy squad. It's like so, but yeah, Cam's team is really good, and Cevan is missing. You're not missing anyone this week, are you?
Maybe Marv, but he's also missing Puka and James Cook. So
Yeah, I'll still take the better team here, and that's Cam's. not much else to add to it other than
Cevan,
that.
can I ask a quick question before I talk about my pick?
Do you want me to talk first?
Oh, sorry. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Um, yeah, talking about the points, I'll definitely take me on the points. If I'm gonna catch Cam in a week, this seems like a trap game coming off a 70-point performance. He loses James Cook, who last couple weeks hasn't been great, but he's still an elite fantasy option at running back. And then Puka gets hurt to split up that duo. I'll t can I on the fly take myself here? Because I'm
Uh,
going to do that.
I'll
I'm
see if I
I'm
Sure.
remember. Just remind me next week. I'll see if I remember when I tally up the
yeah,
picks.
okay. I'm gonna take myself sneakily. I will. I like how our rosters are shaping up against each other this week. The only thing I don't like about the matchup is Cam has one, two, three, four, five out of his 9 starters at Sunday Night Football or later. So I definitely don't like that. But yeah, I like the matchup this week. I think I'm gonna have to start T. Higgins because I Marvin's probably gonna miss a game. Usually, if you have a concussion, you miss the next game. So just slot T in there and then go from there. But yeah, I'll definitely take myself to cover. This is probably like a plus 800 on the money line. So bet on Monkas this week.
Cevan, if I could ask a question quick. Uh, Drake May and Justin Fields play at the same time this weekend. Why is Drake May not in the captain spot, in the quarterback spot of your team? It seems like you don't believe in him enough to put him down in the super flex spot.
That's just because it transferred over from last week, I assume.
But you've
That's where
updated
they
your
were.
lineup. Wouldn't you want to show confidence in your captain?
It's usually what I do, but it's also not really
I'm just saying
updated.
that the mojo could be off because of that if the team thinks you don't believe in Drake May.
There we go,
Okay.
buddy.
Well, my pick is quite simple. Tyler,
Yeah.
go to the next slide.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you. Okay.
I'm taking Cam. Graphic made by Cam himself. Said he wanted it in the pod here. I'm taking Cam. He's dog walking Cevan this week. Trap
And
game my
Pickles.
ass. Pickles and Cevan on a leash. Big Cam Daddy walking them out on a Sunday stroll. So I tried the trap game strategy last week with Tyler. Didn't work. So I'm not doing it again this week. I'm taking Cam Thorn.
It's just crazy work.
I'll do anything for Cam's a loyal pod listener. So he asked me to make sure I got this in here, and I made sure that I could do it for the viewers.
Do you like the graphics one?
I like pickles.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so good.
Wonderful graphic design work from Cam. I'm a big fan.
All right. Well, we
How
can move on.
how old is that picture of you? Or is that
Um,
recent? That looks like
no, I don't have any facial hair. That has to be like high school.
uh,
He did ask me for a picture of Pickles, so I
Oh
provided
no,
the picture of Pickles.
that's at my mom's wedding. He screenshotted a picture of me and my mom.
What
That's
did you want
crazy
him
work.
to do?
Well, I didn't know the picture was getting made.
So if he asked you for a better picture, would you have sent it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it would have been better. I would just sent one of my face.
Okay.
But
There
that
we go.
picture, if you guys haven't seen Pickles, that was her when she was a few months old. Sweet little girl. She's my pride and joy. Shout out Pickles.
The mascot of the league on Sleeper.
now Cam's dog walking both of you. That's too good.
Did you guys say you're taking
Well, it's
Cam
split
to
now,
cover?
so we're getting rid of the money line because you're taking yourself, so the
Yeah.
points doesn't matter anymore.
Well, I'm
I,
I'm covering 14 and a half. Easy.
I would still
I'm
take
winning.
Cam on spread and pick.
Okay. No
For doing the spread,
Puka,
I take Cevan to cover. I do think it'll be a close game.
no
Closer.
Puka, no James Cook.
I got you, Cam. Very
Uh,
good. All right. Any other extending thoughts from you guys on last week, this week, whatever it is.
I didn't get to glaze myself for the Jahmyr Gibbs single digit points pick enough. I think it's pretty badass that I did that. I don't really have a lot else to say other than that. I completely forgot to bring it up until Cevan said it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I would like to comment. I'm just gonna glaze myself for a second.
You just scored 73 points last week. What are you glazing?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna try and talk you guys into picking me. So
No,
quarterback
I don't
duos,
I don't want to pick
quarterback
you.
duos that are starting are QB1s. Mine has more points on the season. QB2s, even starting less games, two less games. My QB2 has more points scored. My tight end, more points per game than both of his tight ends. And both my running backs have more points than both his running backs. So it's going to come down to the receivers.
Okay,
And
now I'm
all he's
taking Cam
starting
and the
is
points.
Amon-Ra. Well, okay. Well, who's he starting instead of Puka? Can we
DK
get to that?
Metcalf.
Okay,
Good.
didn't see him.
Shame.
Do you guys know how many weeks of new high scores we've had in the top 10, like all time?
This
2
year,
or 3. I know we have at least 2. I think 3 though.
Yeah, this
I have
year's.
no idea.
Yeah, it's 2.
Are any of them Ian per your prediction?
Not yet. It's Sumner is number 2 from week 5. Cam Thorn's right behind him from week 2 in the number 3 all-time spot.
Poor Rob.
So
I like a good bounce back game from all three of us.
Well, I guess that'll do it then. Thank you for listening, everybody. We will see you again next week.